Hello everyone, today I'm going to be downsizing my Photocard collection, and I also want to reorganize the cards that I'm going to be keeping. As for a channel update, since it's been a while, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm planning on not posting any Sims content on my channel anymore, since I don't really play the game anymore and I want to instead focus on documenting my collection and also focus on reading / booktube content. I love reading and watching booktube, and I want to talk more about the books that I am reading. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, the reason I am downsizing my collection is because I want to just focus on one collection, since it's easier and not as daunting when you're collecting multiple groups. I have decided not to collect Stray Kids, Lino, and Felix anymore, as well as Oney from Islet. Those were the two collections I was trying to keep up with. However, I am keeping some of my Skids cards that I have, and I am collecting some of my Oney cards. Unfortunately, Oney is an expensive member to collect, and I don't want to spend the money that her cards are going for. I also have some miscellaneous cards that were gifted from friends that I do want to keep as well, like Jiho cards. I don't plan on collecting her, but my friends have gifted me her cards, since she is my bias in Twice. I wish I could have gone to see Twice before, but I did have work, and so I couldn't see them live. My favorite song that I've been listening to on my walks is Fix a Drink by Junghyun and ATM by Jiho, so I'd suggest them if you haven't listened to Twice yet. Also, I do love Islet's music, and like I said before, they're a very popular group, and so they are expensive to collect, but Oney is my bias. She's really funny. And I want to say my favorite song is Oops, or anything from Bomb Era, since that's when I got into them. And I am looking forward to their comeback at the end of April. Skids used to be my alt, however I have changed my alt group, and so I do still love Skids, but I don't really want to collect them since they're not my alts anymore. So the ultimate reason I've decided to downsize is to save money, as well as to focus on my alt group and alt biases of all time. Tomorrow by Together! I have so many wonderful memories of TXT, and I want to document them. I am very fortunate that I have seen them on tour multiple times and multiple dates, and they have hands down been, in my opinion, the best concert I have ever experienced. I've loved their music since high school, and I've only recently, the past 3 to 4 years, I have been able to go to their concerts and collect them. I love all the members, and if I could, I would collect them all. However, I'm just going to collect my bias and bias record. Yeonjun is my bias, and Bumgyu is my bias record. So I am going to collect their album cards for right now, and in the future I may collect more. But again, I do love all the members, which is why I wanted to create a separate binder for miscellaneous TXT cards, which you will see towards the end. I love all of their songs, so if I'm being honest, I can't really pick a favorite off the top of my head. I would maybe listen to Yeonjun's solo, it was really good. I've been listening to Panic by Bumgyu a lot on my walks, so those are my recommendations. Luckily, I've been on the search for older Yeonjun and Bumgyu cards, since I am back collecting them first. And then I'm going to do other newer cards, because I'm hoping it will get a little bit cheaper as I wait out for the new album to come out. And yeah, as I'm collecting their older cards, like their first album and their second album, it's been very affordable. They're like $2 or $3 each, which is really good. So yeah, I've decided that collecting them is very doable and affordable for me, so I can do that. And they are having a comeback soon, and as I'm recording this, it should be, I believe, the next day, sometime on the 13th or the 17th. I've been getting different numbers. But yeah, I'm really excited for the comeback. It sounds really good already, and I can't wait to listen to their new songs as I'm going for my walks, because I go on walks daily. At the end, you'll see the cards that I'm planning to keep, which will be the smaller stack, and the bigger stack will be the cards that I'm planning to sell. I'm planning to sell them on my Instagram. So in the next few weeks, I'll probably put them up so that I can get them sold. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about the creators that kind of inspired me to also create my own channel, both collecting and booktube as well. So some of my favorite collectors on YouTube are Itza Collects. They do a lot of eyelet collecting, and I love eyelets, so I want to watch somebody else who collects them. I believe she collects mocha, and maybe OT5. The last video I watched, they included some OT5 collections, so I think if you like eyelet, I would suggest Itza Collects. Another collector that I like is One Head. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She does a lot of really cool videos, and she has a lot of groups that she collects, and I really love her skids collection, and so I'm going to be watching her skids collection instead of having my own. But I love her videos as well, and One Head has been the biggest influence and inspiration on me creating a channel. I love her content, and I've been watching her content for years now, so it's very inspiring to see her create content about collecting and then wanting to create it as well. So yeah, her videos are really, really cool, and I would suggest them. Sunghwa Woo, I think is how you pronounce the name, is also another creator that I've been watching for years now, and I was just inspired by the content that they've been creating to create my own content and document my own collection. I think at the end of the day, I really like the way that all of these creators have documented, if I can speak, their collection. I think it's very cool, and I like to see people document what they're collecting and how they're setting up their binders and things like that. It's very cool to me. Also, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of TXT collectors, and maybe it's because people have caught up with TXT's comebacks. But yeah, I haven't really seen a lot of TXT collectors, and so I'd like to create some content, some TXT collection content. Mocha Lover is another collection that I really like to keep up with because they collect mocha from eyelet, and I do also love mocha. Again, eyelet's another group where it's hard to choose a member to like collect or bias because I like all the members. So it's nice to see somebody who's collecting mocha, and I can keep up with Mocha's cards through them. Milk and Chani is another creator that does Stray Kids. Stray Kids, again, like I said, used to be my ult, so I'm still very much invested in their collection and in the cards that they have, and so again, it's another channel that I like to watch because they do a lot of content on Stray Kids. As for booktube, some people that I'm very inspired by are Emmy. I love her classic literature books. I think towards the end of the video I'm going to talk a little bit more about the books that I've been very interested in reading, and also the books that I would love to talk more about on the channel. Yes, Emmy is another creator who I absolutely look up to in terms of reading content, because I'm very inspired by the way they're very creative with their video editing, as well as the books that they read. I'm very much a classic literature fan, so I get a lot of inspiration and a lot of recommendations from Emmy. She reads a lot of very cool books, and she loves glaciers and the hotels and ice, and I don't really read a lot of books about that, but it's very fascinating to me, so I like keeping up with her content. Aya's Cottage is another one that I have recently been getting into. It's because she does a lot of very cozy and very warm, cozy vibe type books and book content. Aya is also an illustrator, and as an art major, I'm very inspired by the fact that she has created a career through her illustration and has become a children's book illustrator and content creator, and to me that's just very inspiring, and I just want to keep up with the work that she's doing, and also the recommendations and books that she gives me is different from what Emmy gives me. So again, it's the reason why I have all these different people that I keep up with. So Carrie Can Read is another one that I'm very inspired by because her books are ones that I actually don't typically read. She's been doing this fun little series where she solves like a mystery plot or like a thriller plot, and yeah, I don't really read thriller or mystery, so it's very interesting to watch her read those books and talk about it and then try to figure out the plot twist at the end of the book. It's very fun. So yeah, that's another reason why I like her content. The books she gives me are so different. Another booktuber that I do watch and have recently been watching is Frankie's Shelf, because they are hilarious and they are not afraid to say their opinion or not afraid to trash on a book if it's bad. They do a lot of book videos where they talk about really bad books, basically, where the author is just not a good writer. And so it's very cool to see somebody who's like, especially on YouTube and the internet, somebody who's not afraid to give a book a bad review, which I think can be a good thing, because it's important that we give books honest reviews, and if it's a bad book, we should say it's a bad book. But yeah, I love Frankie's Shelf. I love their videos. And I like that the videos are really, really long because it gets me so invested in the book as well. They read a lot of weird girl books, and I'm in a book club where we read a lot of weird girl books. And so I'm finding that the books that I'm reading in my book club are the ones that Frankie is reading on their channel. And so it's so fun to see like different opinions from like my book club to Frankie. So it's very fun. Another creator that I also love is Hannon Donnelly. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. I'm honestly not sure, but they're another creator who does collection videos. I binge watched their vlogs recently because they did a twice concert tour vlog, which was very fun to watch. And again, another person who collects a lot of like different groups than what I would ever collect. They collect a lot of the boys cards, and I think it's very cool. I don't really know much about the boys, but because I see their collection, I have checked out some of their songs. So I think it's important to watch other collections and other groups and the other collections that people are putting out, because even though you may not be able to collect them, you can always see it through somebody else who's able to, and you can see how the collection looks and the cards, and that's just as impactful. So yeah, just going through, those are the people that have inspired me to do this kind of content where I document my collection as well as document the books that I'm reading. And yeah, I think I'm going to talk a little bit more about the books that I've been reading and the kind of things I want to put out that are book related. So I think I only have a few minutes to talk about the kind of book content I want to create. I think the majority of my channel is going to be book content, and I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of collection content in between. But I'm very excited to be talking about the kind of books that I've been reading. I want to do book hauls, I want to do book updates, monthly book updates. I want to do TBR takedowns. I want to go through my TBR. I also want to do like a bookshelf tour, so I'll need to figure out everything I want to do because I'm very excited to get really into the whole book content. I will say I am a bookseller, so I am very fortunate that I can read books in advance. I can get ARCs, which are advanced reader copies, it's my part-time job, so it's important for me to be reading so I can talk about books to customers. And yeah, I love being a bookseller. It's very fun because, again, the perks are that you can get advanced reader copies, you can read books at a time. I get signed copies, which is very fun. I can't wait to show those. I get free books as well. I get a discount on books. So over my time of being a bookseller, I have amassed a very big collection, and it is continuing to grow. And I do think, honestly, I think I spend more on books than I do on photocards, because one book is like $20 and I can get like 6 or 8 photocards for $20. And so in hindsight, I might be spending more money on books than I do on photocards. So yeah, I like collecting things. I like physical media, which is why I like collecting things. But to kind of go over the books that I enjoy, I read a lot of manga. I think that's where my money kind of goes. I read a lot of manga, so I collect quite a few manga series. I do want to continue collecting them because I really want to read the stories that are going in it. I read a lot of danme, and if you're not really sure about what danme is, it's LGBT, it's boys' love, so it's two boys who fall in love. So I read a lot of danme. I read a lot of fantasy. I read a lot of manhwas, which is like Korean manga and webtoon. It's more so like comics, I would say, thing right now. It's kind of manga and manhwas. I've been reading those a lot lately. I've also been this year I really want to be dedicated to my English literature collection, because I really want to be reading classic literature. I think it's very, very important. And I think it's very important that we read classic literature. So earlier in the year, I read Sense and Sensibility. I think my goal is to finish Jane Austen this year. I have Crime and Punishment that I want to read. I also have Huckleberry Finn, Moby Dick. What else do I have? I have Pride and Prejudice that I still need to read. I have Jules Verne. He's the one that did 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I need to read that as well. So I am a very big classic literature fan. My favorite book that I've read recently is probably The Bell Jar, because that was a book that I had to read for my book club that I'm in, and it was a really good book. So if you're interested in reading a book currently, I would suggest The Bell Jar. I will say it has some very dark themes about depression, suicide, self-harm, and advances towards a woman by a man who's just that does not have good intentions. It's a very good book. It is a very needed, I think it should be read, which is why I was very excited to read it. It's a very good piece of literature, and I think that's why I fall in love with English literature, and I fall in love specifically with classic literature. So I really just want to keep up with it and keep up with that love that I have for it at a time, though. So I will be able to talk more about the books that I enjoy in the next video, because I think the next video will be a book related video. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you look forward to my TXT collection, because that is what I'm going to be focusing on. I will be getting some cards in the future, and I will be getting some supplies that I will record for you guys. I'm also very excited to be getting the cards, because again, Yeonjun and Bumgyu are like my favorite, so it will be very fun. And I'm also just excited to create book content as well. I can ramble about books for like hours, so yeah, I hope you guys like the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.